called the financial markets. That is how the capitalist system works. Now, remember in socialism, it is the government that gives you money. The government credits your account every month. The government does not believe in capitalists. But in capitalism, which America practices and being copied wrongly, gives capitalists the money to redistribute to the people of the country. But if those people don't know how to access the money, everybody will be poor and be struggling. So, in capitalism, Americans created what we call the financial markets. And it's through these financial markets that you can now access that money that the capitalists are sharing every year. Last year, the capitalists in Nigeria, all of them, if you calculate, shared 7.9 trillion naira. And only 5% of Nigerians collected that money. 5%. I'm one of those 5%. And I'm tired of that. I want everybody in this church to join me in that race. So that this time next year, when you see me, say, thank you, I got my own share. Only 5%, and this is why you see the rich in Nigeria want to keep that knowledge to themselves. They don't want you to know so that they can keep the money. One of those men, which, God forgive me, Jim Ovia. How many of you have heard of that man before? Jim Ovia. He's the former CEO of Zenith Bank. Last year alone, his own share from this 7.9 trillion was 942 billion. It was credited in his account, one man. 942 billion. That money that you and I should have shared from, Jim Ovia just, and it's legal. He collected it. It's not as if he stole from anybody. Jim Ovia is the highest collector in this country. Every year, this year now, he's going to collect 1 trillion. Jim Ovia. You can't stop it. It's legal. It's legal. So, the financial markets is what Americans use to distribute money. That's why they say, America is a good country. No. The only difference between you and I is that Americans understand their economy. We don't understand our own. 75% of Americans are part of the financial market. In Nigeria, only 5% are part. 95% of Nigerians have never heard financial market before. They don't even know what it is. If you ask the market, where's the financial market? Say, wait be that, I beg. But she does not know that that is the way that was the system that was created to provide her with money. And without money, you cannot function in capitalism, unfortunately. So that way you see people are struggling. No money, no day. E-day. But how do you access it? So the mechanism in which money moves around in a capitalist economy that Nigeria operates is through the financial markets. Now, what are the financial markets? Now, the financial markets, I'll just focus on one. There are three levels. There are 3 levels. But I was just talking about one that I know will interest us. The stock market. Stock market. Now, some of you have heard about the stock market before. Or you watch your news on AIT, you see Nigerian stock market or share index, like you just change the channel. You are changing the channel. That is the way to make money. You see the numbers, it was my business. MCN shares went up, I beg, rubbish. Rubbish. That is more important than who is going to be president of this country. So let me quickly go. Now, one of the things that makes us poor in this country is that we spend more than we get back. Now, everybody in this, how many of you do bank charges annoy? Bank charges, you just take your phone, just see charges 50 naira, 100 naira, ATM maintenance, stamp duty. I don't pay bank charges. I don't pay bank charges. I don't pay bank charges. I don't pay for data. I don't pay for credit. That's it. You're looking at me. How? I'll tell you how. Now, in the stock market, we have what we call shares. Now, shares are when you give a company money to buy or to own a part of that company. right? Let's say Love Afflame Ministries was a business. And we want to open another branch. And we don't have enough money. I'll come and meet all of them. Please, I need money from you. Give me your money so that I can open another branch. But as you are giving me your money, you are a part owner of this church now. So that is what shares is about. So before a capitalist will give you money, you have to invest in him to show that you know you believe in his business. So I bank with GT Bank. I bank with Zenith. I bank with First Bank. So I buy their shares. I have all their shares. Now every year, these banks are the number one capitalists. Banks. They are gatekeepers. You know where you keep your money. That's where everybody keeps their money, right? So the number one capitalists in Nigeria are all the banks. So every year, when you buy shares, the capitalist rewards you with what we call dividend. A dividend is after they have made money for the year, they will now say, okay, who are the Nigerians that are smart that invested in us? Take. So every year, GTB refunds my charges through my dividend. Like in December now, GTB is going to credit my account with my dividend. And the dividend they are going to pay me is more than all their charges. But you don't have shares. You are banking with First Bank. You don't have First Bank shares. Instead of them to be paying you dividend to cover your costs, you are there crying, this bank won't kill me. Buy their shares, they will refund your money to you. How much is it to buy shares? It's so simple. With 1,200 naira, you can buy shares. First Bank share is 11 naira 50 kobo. With 1,000 naira, you can buy 10 of their shares. MTN share is 250 naira. With 2005, you can buy 10 of their shares. I own MTN shares. So at the end of the year, MTN will refund me all my data and all my credits. When they pay me my dividend. But you have been using MTN since MTN came. MTN has not given you one dime. And you are there crying, this people, they won't kill me, they do the charge. Data, they suck. But at the end of the year, if you have their shares, you just be in your house, you just see credit alert, MTN Nigeria, 10,000. Oh, okay, thank you. Now, the more shares you have, the more money you get. That is how the economy is designed. Look at this road. I love the construction of this road. I love it. Because I'm benefiting incredibly. This road is a 40 trillion naira contract given to CCEC. And all the cement used in this road is Dangote cement. I own Dangote shares. Last year, Dangote declared a profit because of this road, 1.9 trillion naira profit. And he gave me my share. So I'm benefiting from this road. How many of you are benefiting? How many of you own Dangote shares? This road, they know that. Look, so this is the ignorance that is affecting Nigerians. The moment you think the financial markets are not important, you will struggle. I've told you that one man, Jimovia started buying shares since he started buying Zenith Bank shares since 1992. He was just accumulating. All his salary was just needed to buy the Zenith Bank shares. Today, he's making 900 billion a year. How much do you want to eat? But some of us have been banking with our banks for years. And the banks are just collecting from us. And you know the funny thing? I have shares in all the banks. So when they are debiting an FCMB customer and he's crying, they're crediting my account at the end of the year. I don't have an account with FCMB, but I'm benefiting from FCMB. I don't have an account with Fidelity Bank, but I'm benefiting from Fidelity Bank. I don't drink Milo, but I have Nestle shares. So every year, Nestle is paying me for those people that are drinking Milo. The one that will scatter your brain, YouTube. Both of us are on YouTube. Hey, YouTube. Ask yourself, me, YouTube pays me every year to use them. I have Google shares. So every year, Google will say, oh, IKIODA, thank you. They pay me. Facebook. Some of you are WhatsApp, morning to night. Are you getting anything from WhatsApp? Facebook, Meta is the owner of Facebook and WhatsApp. Every year, I have Facebook shares. December of every year, Facebook will credit me in dollars. Bam, thank you. That is how the economy works. I may not be rich, but I can never be poor. You have to understand it. Being rich is your own personal race. But the economy has designed it. You know, we could have chosen, I wish our forefathers chose the British economy. Because the British economy is not like the American economy. The British economy has a lot of socialist factors. For example, in Britain, you don't pay for health care. It's free. But I don't know why our forefathers decided to dump our colonial masters and went to America. That they don't understand. And that's why all Nigerians are suffering today. And the funny thing is that if you open the economic syllabus of secondary school, all these things are there. But most of the economic teachers don't even know. They just write on the board, financial markets is for WAEC, pass and get out. So what is shares? I don't know. Look, don't disturb me. Read your textbook. Assignment. Submit tomorrow, 10 marks. They don't know that it is in the syllabus. These things I'm teaching you are in the economic syllabus of every secondary school in the country. So the government has put it in our syllabus to teach us, but because of our teachers don't even know, many people, most of us read economics in secondary school, but they never taught you like this. So please, I want from next year, let your bank refund all your charges to you. They've stolen from you enough. You are banking with First Bank, go and buy First Bank shares, no matter how small. Every Nigerian, the minimum a bank takes from a Nigerian is about 15,000 naira. Every Nigerian. Get it back. Some of us spend 40, 50,000 naira a year on credit and data. Buy MTN shares and collect it back. Some of us have INTL, MTN, and Glo. Buy their shares, although Glo is not on the market. I will explain that one later. But we have INTL and MTN. Buy it back. I don't buy fuel from any other filling station apart from Mobil because I own Mobil shares. So at the end of the year, Mobil refunds me part of my fuel money. If I don't have your shares, I don't use you. If there's no fuel in Mobil, I go home. There's Mobil in where I stay. I go there and I park my car. I'll go load my, no problem, fill my tank. December, I wait for owner. I know you have never heard it like this before. You are using Samsung phone. I have Samsung shares. Samsung has almost paid me back for this phone. Some of you have iPhone 9. You are spending 500,000 on iPhone, and Apple has not given you one kobo. I own Apple shares. Apple should pay you back for that phone. You are wearing Gucci shirts. Ferragamo, buy their shares, they will pay you back. You are using Sony TV. I have a Sony PlayStation. How many of us know PlayStation? PlayStation 5. I bought it. Sony is from what I've calculated, in the next 5 years, Sony will pay me back for that PlayStation. I own their shares. You don't understand how the economy works, so that you don't thank God for spirituality. But you know, there's a scripture that I laugh every time. Say, we are not ignorant of the devices of the devil. Many believers are ignorant. The devil has covered our eyes. If I don't own your shares, I don't use your products. It's simple. That is my rule. I don't own Glo. I don't have a Glo line because Glo is not the Nigerian stock market. I only have INTL and MTN because they must refund me. I only buy fuel in Mobil because Mobil must refund me at the end of the year. When I was drinking soft drink, I only bought Coca-Cola because I own their shares. So at the end of the year, all the Coke I've drank, Coke will pay me back. I don't drink soft drinks again because of age. So please, the company I'm waiting for now, and we've written to the Senate to force them to come to the market, is DSTV. Suddenly people stealing from me now. When DSTV comes to the market, I grab it. So you see, at the end of the year, by the time I do my accounts, I'm in positive. I may not be rich, but I am not poor. So that's why you see sometimes I laugh at some people that are contesting for presidency. No Nigerian president, I've never heard anybody talk about the stock market. What are you going to do for the country? We build roads. We build airports. We'll give them lights. The thing that the people did, look, when Barack Obama was, go and listen to any American president campaign, the thing they talk about is the stock market. We are going to make sure the stock market performs well, because they know that as long as the stock market performs well, Americans will strive. So please, in summary, although there are so many other things I can talk about, but I'm going to round off here. What are the benefits, apart from the refund I'm talking about? What are the benefits of also owning shares? Number one is an inheritance for your children. Your shares are transferred to your children. So Jimovia's children will keep earning that. Till Jesus comes, the Ovia family will earn 894 billion. Till Jesus comes. So whatever money you are making from shares now, when you die, your children are automatically benefiting from it. The Bible says, how good is a man to lay up, something for his children. It's in the Bible. Second benefit is like having real estate. Every year, you are collecting rent. As your landlord, as you are paying your landlord rent, the stock market is paying you. Finally, those of us that want to travel, most people don't know this. When you submit your share certificate as a document in the US and UK embassy, it improves your chances of visa by 50%. Do you know why? Especially when you're going to America. When you apply for American visa, and they see you submit a share certificate, they say, this person understands the economy, give him visa. Because when he gets there, he will invest in our economy. As he's earning the dollars in America, because he understands the stock market, he will invest in our economy, give him visa. Let me tell you something. Most of the time, don't ask me how I know this. When you submit your documents for American visa, they check for shares. Does this person have shares? Forget bank statement, that can be doctored. Does this person have shares? No, this guy is going to rip us off. The same thing with UK, the same thing with France. When you have shares and you submit your document as part of your travel documents for visa application, it improves your chances by 50%. So there is no downside to owning shares. There is no downside. And someone will say, but sometimes the price used to drop. Now let me tell you another one. Every 5 years, the stock market works in cycles. So every 5 years, your value must increase. Must. Within that 5 years, it can wobble. But every 5 years, the value of your shares will increase. When Nestle came to the Nigerian stock market, my time is almost up. When Nestle came to the Nigerian stock market in the 80s, the price was 100 naira. Today the price is 1,500 naira. MTL came to the market at 200 naira. Today it's 250. In the next 5 years, MTL will be 600 naira. So if you buy MTL shares now, in 5 years' time, it will be times 3. Minus the dividend they're going to pay you. So in summary, let me just summarize again. Nigerian economy is a capitalist economy. The government has removed themselves from the responsibility of distributing money to the economy, just like Americans have done. And they have given it to the hands of certain individuals and companies to move that money around. Zenith Bank last year paid 400 billion naira to shareholders, 400 billion. And let me tell you the final good thing about having shares. When you're a shareholder of a company, there's something called annual general meeting. where the company will gather all their shareholders and entertain them. How many of us here have been to Echo Hotel before? Echo Hotel and Suites. 1, 2. Now, if you are in Zenith Bank, it's normal every year. You go there, you eat buffet. Last year, I was on the island for most the whole week because today was MTN, Mobile, all of them in Echo Hotel. You are allowed to go as a shareholder. And you sit down and you see all, if you want to see Dangote buy a share, you see him live and direct. You see him. Oh, that's Dangote. Wow, so the man shot safe. You will see him. He has to be there because he's the chairman. If you want to see the MD of your bank buy their shares, go to OK Hotel, you will see him. MD, you are the one, Abi. I need the debit me since, take your time. You will see these people and you will mingle. Look, there's something about when you mingle with rich people, it changes your mindset. If you go to a hotel and suites 5 years in a row, by the time you come back to Okoko, you start thinking different. When you are on the bus coming from the island to Okoko, you say, no, something. When you see people coming with Range Rover, Porsche cars, Ferrari, you say, no, God, you must do something in my life. When you see that you have seen the day I saw Dangote one-on-one, he did something to me. I said, so this is Dangote. He's a human being like me. I saw him when I went to, that was 2 years ago when he came. I saw Dangote. I said, so this is Dangote that I used to see on TV. GTB MD, I saw him. I said, so this is the MD of Guarantee Trust Bank. So there is no downside. There's no disadvantage. It's the only thing I know that really doesn't have a disadvantage in this world. No matter how you look at it, owning shares has an advantage in all ramifications. And it's so simple. You can start with 2,000 naira. Is that 2,000 naira? You can tell yourself every month I must buy shares 2,000. By the end of the year, you have 24,000. In 5 years, you have 100,000. In 10 years, you have 300,000. Some people can start, okay, every month. As you are paying your tithes, you are buying your shares. Some of us can buy shares 30,000 every month. In 3 years, you have 1 million naira